Pundits say President Obama won the election in 2008 because of a stronger social media strategy than any other candidate at the time. Numerous politicians have taken notes since. For example, Senator Ted Cruz's team tapping voter data and analysis. Chris Wilson is with us now. He is the Director of Research and Analytics for the Cruz campaign. Chris, glad to have you with us. What kind of data are you tracking? Is it voter data? Is it donor data? How does it all fit together?
Well, thanks for having me on. And the answer is everything, all of the above. And the key aspect of what we're looking for, and you're right, Senator Obama did, or President Obama now, but when he was Senate running for president, he did a fantastic job in 2008 and then in 2012 even improving upon that and really tapping in and using data to make sure that he was able to activate and engage his supporters. And that's really what you're looking for here is engagement. I'll give you one example of that. All of the candidates so far, the 3 Republican announced candidates, have announced and said they were going to announce for president on Twitter. Well, you look at Senator Cruz, and he had over 13,000 engagements on Twitter. I'm talking about just those who retweeted. He had another about 13,000 that favorited him. That's an important measurement when you look at the next closest number is Senator Rubio, who had right around 3,000, and then below that, with around 600, was Senator Paul. So you look at that level of difference between them, and it shows the amount of engagement that Senator Cruz is already receiving from voters. Now, in terms of the way we generate that, or the way number one is the candidate. You've got to have a candidate who generates excitement. But the second aspect of it, and what we're really tapping into, is looking at past voter data, consumer data usage, and then making sure that we're measuring the impact of everything we do on our potential supporters and going and communicating with them, making sure if they have if they've got an issue that they care about, that we're communicating with them on that issue. And that's really the key of what it is. And we're taking what President Obama did in 2012 and really improving upon it in a way that I don't think people thought possible even just a year and 18 months ago.
So, Chris, from what you're telling me, you're essentially using this data to help you be a better listener and therefore more responsive to what voters care about. What have you learned so far? We know we're still 2 years out, but what have you learned so far about the American public, what it cares about most?
Well, we're looking, first of all, and not surprisingly, at primary voters and primary voters in early states. But the thing that we're finding is that, number one, primary voters want a Republican who can win. They want a Republican who is passionate about the issues. They want a Republican who is not just cares about cutting taxes, but also cares about all of the legs of the sort of the Reagan stool, that cares about national security, that cares about the economic aspects, and cares about social issues. And so we're making sure that we find whatever it is that voters care about most and appealing to them on that. It's really, if you go think about it in its most base format, it's what campaigns were meant to be about. When a candidate ran for office back at the beginning of the Republic, they would go and talk to voters on a one-on-one basis and address them on the issues they cared about in a manner in which they cared to be addressed. We haven't had the ability to do that in over 100 years because of the expansion of the Republic and the rise of mass media. Now that we can go out and target a voter individually, it's more of a direct, engaging conversation. And again, I would say it's what our founding fathers pictured when they initially started our Republic and began the process of running for office.
Well, Chris, come back. Would like to hear more. Chris Wilson joining us there. He is Director of Research and Analytics for the Ted Cruz campaign.